Who's stronger, Luffy or Kid? I asked on Twitter a few hours ago after the chapter 1039 reaction, and the vast majority of people on Twitter did say that yes, Luffy is still stronger than Eustace Captain Kido, which means that Eustace Captain Kid is still fraudulent because going into the rooftop, many folks believed, based on certain things in the story, I'll admit that obviously, that Kid was at least as strong or stronger than Monkey D. Luffy. This is, of course, on top of the fact that Kid, who had the most onus out of any supernova to defeat Kaido going into this arc, decided to face off against Big Mom and leave the fight against Kaido to Luffy, albeit it was for character reasons, but my goodness, fraudulent. However, he's a lot less of a fraud now than he was before the last chapter.
Not bad, not bad.
So Kid has evolved from his de-evolution from useless Captain Mido, now back to Eustace Captain Kido. I'm not going to go too hard with Kid over here because it is a W, but not necessarily that huge of a W that many folks would have you believe, especially from a particular fan base. The truth is the truth. The railgun, when it comes to its actual effects, we'll see in full scope in the next chapter probably. So it could be something akin to a Vegeta Final Flash. Final Flash! And the bull that we see at the beginning of the chapter, the results of that are up in the air. I want to give Kid the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes to Big Mom's broken bones, it looks like Kid played no part in that. When Big Mom has her broken arm, she says, "A shockwave from the inside feels like I've cracked some ribs too. Gotta watch out for Trafalgar's moves. They're dangerous." Again, I want to give Kid some credit here and say, well, maybe he did break her arm with the bowl? Man, I don't know, because listen, even in the scans are worse. The scans say, and I quote, "Those shockwaves hit me from the inside out. Even my ribs are broken. Trafalgar's technique is dangerous." So what? Oh. Wait. So okay, Twitter and people are giving Kid a W. Why?
I don't know.
Fair enough. I will get sucked into the pace here. Kid gets a W. He gets a W, but it's not that big of a W. It's really not. Because the one who carries the franchise, it's very fitting that I called Kid Vegeta. Because Vegeta is the Robin to Goku's Batman. And right now, Eustace Captain Kid looking like Robin. Because the one that's carrying the franchise right now is Trafalgar D. Voltaire. It's in the name, W. Water Law. Yo, this man is something otherworldly. This man is something phenomenal, man. I'm gonna say on the safe side that Kid is the one that broke Big Mom's arm, but because Big Mom herself is noted to Law being so damn dangerous and his powers being so damn dangerous, knowing that in the last chapter, when he did the shock Willie for the second time round, that same sword that he grew also went through the arm that was broken. So it looks like Kid can only break Big Mom's arm because Law is doing so much damage to her internally. Law is once again displaying, the best sword feat in the verse. Mihawk is lucky, yo. Mihawk is absolutely lucky that Law is not vying for the title of World's Strongest Swordsman. The man would have already taken that title by now. That's how phenomenal Law is looking. In fact, I did a poll on Twitter again, a few polls, and one of the polls was Law versus Zoro, who's stronger, and people are voting for Law over Zoro. At this point in time, chapter 1039, latest chapter, people are saying that Law is absolutely stronger than Zoro. However, when I asked the question about Kid versus Zoro, folks said, ayo, no shot. Zoro is still stronger than Kid. Therefore, folks believe now that Law is stronger than Eustace Captain Kidd. And when you look at the devastating Puncture Willie, this hole is so huge. Someone in the Twitch dono said, maybe the hole is big enough to fit Onigashima. Maybe the hole that Law made is big enough to fit Onigashima. It's not, I mean, it's a proximity thing potentially, but the thing here is that when he makes the crew, when he extends the sword to that length and he goes even deeper to the ground, there's more of the ground being pulverized or atomized or shocked. Willied. It's more of the ground is getting willied than the island. Hey, yo, I can never see friends and family with the name Will the same way ever again. I just can't. It's not possible. The whole point here is that the hole that we see on Onigashima is actually smaller than the one on the ground. So how big is it in the ground? If we find out that the hole that he made is actually just the right size to fit an island like Onigashima,
that is crazy.
But here's the facts though. I'll keep it a buck. I do have some issues with this chapter. Yes, I do. Law right now is looking like Kakashi in the 4th grade ninja war. It is absurd. Law is able to use his croom 3 times, despite in chapter 1030 saying the stamina was so great, its consumption was so great, that it would ensure, it would guarantee that he would lose the battle. And then Eustace Captain Kidd co-signs that. Yeah, same way, me too. Even the scans co-sign this too, where in the scans they say things like, I'll only use when I'm near death, and it's not even usable in actual battle. And mind you too, even more so than Kidd, of course, Law's had in the past, and Dressrosa, stamina issues. I make the assumption that over the course of time, the characters that are more prominent get stronger. Unless they're old, like Garp or Rayleigh, Sengoku, that kind of stuff. However, Law, it doesn't make sense, man, given his condition, and on top of that, knowing that Big Mom in the last chapter obliterated these boys off screen, and they bounce back like they were made out of rubber and gum, and they're pulling out even bigger attacks. I mean, goddamn, Luffy has limitations. It comes his Gear 4 Bowman. He doesn't use it that often. Even on the rooftop, after a period of time, he deflated. It looks like Law and Kidd, in terms of like stamina at times, particularly Law, when you look at his history, he's gaining greater stamina and endurance than Luffy. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But then on the flip side of things, what's also another continuity and consistency problem is Big Mom. Big Mom has Conqueror's Haki infusion. Where is the Conqueror's Haki infusion from Big Mom? It's like Oda is writing her to a point or a state where she's not allowed to use her full power. That is like max attack power Big Mom. Roger, Whitebeard, Kaido, Luffy. Big Mom could fight against that same Kaido for an entire day, even split the sky. Oda has established this, I think very clearly, that Big Mom and Kaido are relatively close in power. They really are. Therefore, on paper, the same amount of work that you have to do to beat Kaido is the very same amount of work you have to do to beat Big Mom. And yet, Big Mom does this 3,000 Leagues of Mother Misery, or whatever it's called. An attack named after a movie, apparently, in the 1970s, according to Sam at Roland Park. And if that was Big Mom's last attack in the entire series of all time, I doubt this is Big Mom's finale, her coup de grace. And after this final flash railgun from Kid, she is done. She is out of the picture for the entire series. That is fairy tale levels of bad. I cannot express to you how horrible that would be. Therefore, I'm hoping that when it comes to this Railgun Final Flash, this is Kid sending Big Mom packing out of the arc, but she's not done. Meaning Big Mom will rebound. The round mound rebound. Big Mom is coming back. And in the future, like what Luffy said several times, both on and off Wano, okay, Big Mom, I don't got time for you, but I will beat you. I will beat you.
I will find you.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Please!
So that all being said, I think it's a good chapter One Piece. It had pretty good pace, it really did. Had two main parts, Momonosuke, and then had Law and Kid versus Big Mom. For character development in terms of power, we do see Kid improve, we do see Law hauntingly improve, and Momo as well too, because he's actually pulling on Kaido's strings on the Flame Clouds. And then for story, we'll see what happens to Big Mom in the next chapter, obviously. But it looks like Big Mom has been sent packing, at least Team Rocket style. And if she's actually defeated, done, yeah, then that's also a tremendously major step in the story. But that would be really bad. That would be really, really bad. So we'll find out next chapter if Big Mom is actually done. But Kid does get a W. But Law, oh yeah. Oh yeah.